Good morning. My name is Braden. I'm with my lab partner Aiden here. We're doing the signal circuit lab sheet. All right, up in all data, it says the ECT is number 4 on the diagram. Number 4, right there. Looking over at the car, I'm unable to find where the ECT is. It should be somewhere down in there, but there's too much stuff in the way. I was unable to get my fingers through there or even visually locate where it's at.
So looking at the scan tool right here, as you can see, we got it says water temperature voltage, but I'm pretty sure it's coolant. So we got the coolant temperature is up to 167. So that's lowered the resistance, which has made the voltage drop down to 0.7. We are still waiting to see it fully warmed up to see if it turns out to be a dual, but at this point I do not believe it is. So also on the scan tool here, we got the intake air temperature right here, and then the intake air temperature voltage. So this is at 75 degrees right now, and for that on the resistance chart, it should be about 2 kilo ohms, which would make you have 2.4 voltage in the intake air temperature sensor.
All right, we have unplugged the MAP and AUT sensor right here, and it's not running too bad. We look over here to the scan tool. Our IAT voltage is at 5, which means we have an open in the circuit. Temperature is at 76, that's just ambient around us. The MAP sensor voltage is at 5 volts, which is correct because there's an open there.
So we just jumped the intake air temperature / manifold air output pressure sensor, and we tried starting it up. It did not start, and it gave us these 2 codes. So you can see, get the sensor jumped right there. So Braden is currently holding the IAT sensor in his hand, and nothing's happening.
It dropped about 5 degrees when we first unplugged it, but it's not really, okay, it's going up a little bit actually.
Oh.
Went up about half a degree. I don't know. All right, so took a look at our wiring diagram right here. We have our throttle position sensor. These 2 wires are for the motor. These 4 are for the sensor itself. It goes right to the ECM right there. And we weren't unable to find the description and operation of the component, but we determined that it was a pull-down resistor because it uses a lower signal voltage with closed throttle.
So after some intense research, we figured out we had it hooked up to the wrong wire. So now I got it to the main signal input. This is what we got for idle at the moment. 0.6 volts, seems about right. All right, Braden, give it a little tap. Went all the way up to about 1.2 volts and then came back down, showing that the sensor is working. So after some great mechanical skills, we unplugged this sensor, probed that main signal wire again, got it going from ground to our voltmeter here, measuring at 5.005 volts. That seems beautiful. So yeah. Okay, so we got the ECT sensor here for this car, and we're trying to find it. So we traced the wire. This green and gray wire hooks up to the MAF airflow sensor right there. The gray and green comes back up. Then it also goes down to the MAP and the AC, and then that goes to the ECM over there, and that pink wire just goes straight from there to the ECM. Yeah, so trying to look for this ECT sensor. As you can see right there, we're on the mass airflow. There's that gray and green wire. We follow it down here, comes around, goes out back here, and this is where it kind of gets lost, but you can at least see there's that gray and green again right on the MAP sensor right here. So ECT is somewhere in between those 2 wires in that area. So we started everything up here in the vehicle, 2021 GMC Terrain. We got the sensors running, all looking good, you know, 64 degrees. It hasn't run yet, so that's cold. 60, 60, probably the degrees in this tech. So yeah, everything's looking good. Found something interesting while letting the car warm up. When you rev it up a bit, ECT sensor will drop down. As you saw, it went to negative 40 there for no reason, but then it's back to normal. So as we said before, how it would drop down, well, it went down and now it's staying there once the cooling fans came on. Now it says negative 40, so don't really know why or how, but that is what it is. But AUT sensors still reading fine. Ambient air temperature is 60, so yeah. Okay, so I got my personal car in today. Got a 98 Lincoln Mark 8. Got it hooked up for a sweep test. Got it hooked into that pin connector right there. And to the ground right here. Alright, so we're at 1 volt right now. I'll move it over so we can get a better look. Alright, and then as I move it, whoa, it's doing exactly what I thought it would. That's crazy. It works. So we're hooked up for another sweep test. This one we're testing the resistance of, and we got 283 kilo ohms here. But as you can see, we'll flip that. Nothing moves. It changes the tiniest bit, but
There's full throttle right here.
and this is at wide open throttle at the moment. So yeah.